Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see today, I'm not alone. I have my friend with me, and before we start anything in this video, I just thought that I would have my friend introduce herself a little bit to you guys. So, introduce yourself.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Dani and I've lived here in Japan for 8 years now. I came here when I was in middle school. And
Where are you from?
Oh yeah, I'm from the Philippines!
Yay! So you've been in Japan for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
And you speak Japanese?
I guess so. Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
since you've seen probably the title of this video, we're going to talk about Japanese today, but yeah, so we know each other from church. We go to the same church in Yokohama, and well, when we speak together, we usually speak in English.
English, then mix.
But we mix,
Yeah.
like, because a lot of people in our church are bilingual, and some people are like half, or are almost as comfortable like speaking both languages.
Yeah.
So we don't stick to one language. Like one day we speak Japanese, one day English. It's more like
That's
it's
true.
not even like based on time. It's like in one sentence.
Yeah.
We'll speak English and Japanese and English and Japanese. We're gonna stick to English in this video because it's easier. But yeah, so in today's video, we're gonna talk about things that we find hard about Japanese, like as we've been studying, things that we maybe thought were hard before, and things we're still struggling. So we have 3 points each to bring up. And yeah, I think, because your Japanese is really good too. Like, I think,
You're better though.
but I think since you've lived here a long time, like you've been in high school and everything, like I think
Yeah.
it's very natural Japanese. But like I've been to language school and I've had like proper formal education. But when you came here, you were just thrown into the school, like Japanese school, right?
Yeah.
Without knowing anything.
Yeah, I didn't even know like the basic, like konnichiwa, arigato, like no.
And you just started a Japanese normal school with Japanese students, right?
Yeah.
So she's had a very like hands-on, like good learning, I think, with just learning from experience. Did you have a Japanese teacher at your
What do you
school? Did you have specific classes for Japanese that were just for you, or?
Well, for the first year, like we have a kokusai kyosutsu where the foreigners go there
to learn.
to learn Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think I've had more like formal education in Japanese. But you've passed in 2, right?
Yeah, I passed that too.
She's passed in 2, I passed in 1. I was also very giddy. But yeah, so with all of that information, I thought we could start the video. Also, Paula just went to 7-Eleven and got us some drinks. I think you have coffee, right?
Coffee.
Apparently
always.
the 7-Eleven coffee is really good. I have a grape jelly drink that I really like. You have to shake it and then drink it. Everything that looks like it's made for kids, I will like it.
And weird stuff.
Yes, weird foods. But anyways, we've already talked for a long time, so let's start today's video. Okay, so the first one, yeah. Do you want to start?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. My first point is, of course, the hardest one is keigo.
Keigo.
Formal.
Right, formal Japanese. Can you kind
Yeah.
of explain a little bit what keigo is if anyone doesn't know?
Well, it's on the spot, so hard.
Like, keigo is basically, yeah, like in English we don't have anything like it, or in Swedish either. Do you have it in Tagalog?
Yeah, you just say po opo.
Right, like, but in Japanese, like the grammar changes when you speak formally. So when you speak to older people, your boss, your teacher, and there are so many rules and
Yeah, there's like hierarchy.
and there's keigo you have to use, like for example when you work in a company, like there's keigo you use when you talk to someone inside your company,
Yeah.
someone outside your company.
There's a lot of kinds of keigo.
And you're
for
kind
Japanese.
of working right now, right? So you have to use it.
Kind of.
So I think, well, of course I have to communicate with teachers, but I think
Yeah.
you have to use it quite a lot too, right?
Mm.
Keigo. I think all foreigners, especially foreigners who come from a country where they don't have keigo, everyone struggles with it.
Yeah, even Japanese struggles with
Yeah, it's true. Like when I was in language school, my teachers would often say that even Japanese young people don't really know how to use keigo. So if you learn it properly as foreigners, you will give the whoever you're talking to a really good impression, because even the young people in today's Japan are struggling or not really, they don't really care about it, I guess, or I don't know if they don't learn it or they don't care, but
They do learn it in Kokugo.
so I guess they don't care.
They just don't care.
Okay, so my first point is something that you probably don't know if you've never studied Japanese, but if you watch anime or read manga, you have probably come across it. And in Japanese, it's called keigo or gyongo, and in English, it's called onomatopoeia. I don't know how to do you know how to pronounce it? Onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia or something. Basically, it's words to describe different sounds or states of mind or feelings or textures. So, for example, I can think of kira kira means like shining or sparkling, and there is teku teku. Teku teku aruku means to like walk steadily or walk.
I don't even know that.
And peko peko either means your stomach is empty or it means to like bow. It has two meanings.
Peko peko?
Peko peko, yeah. And mochi mochi means that something is really like, I don't know if you know Japanese mochi, but like soft and squishy. There is an endless amount of gitaigo and gyongo in Japanese, and there are books you can get for learning it, but a lot of Japanese people don't, like, they use it by feeling, and there isn't really like any right or wrong. There is for some, but like, do you use like onomatopoeia ever?
Like what? In everyday life? Yeah, sometimes I think.
Like
but I remember,
or...
I remember my brother studying it in college. I think.
In college?
Yeah, in college. I don't know which lesson.
But like the hard part is that there are a few hard parts. The dictionary doesn't really tell you the exact way of using it. So even though it says something, when you use it, I've had a lot of times where my Japanese friends have said, "Nah, that's not really the right word to use for this," or "That's not really the right way to use the word." And I've kind of come to terms with that. This is something you can't really learn by a book. You have to learn by experience. Yeah. So I'm just trying to pick it up like as I go, and even like my teachers or professors at my university, and like everyone uses it. So it's really convenient, but there's so many and they're so hard to remember. So that's my number one.
Point number two.
Point number two.
Peace. No, just kidding. Nandakke? Wait. I have a memory of a goldfish, like chrysanthemum. Oh yeah. Okay. It's the metaphors. Right?
Okay.
So in Kokugo, like when I was in high school, there was like
Kokugo, by the way, means like Japanese for Japanese people.
Japanese class. Yeah. And like we had to read stories, like Japanese stories. It was so hard to understand because of all the metaphors.
Right.
Like,
because like, do you have any examples?
Haratatsu toka. And then like nakimushi. So haratatsu is like when you get angry or annoyed.
To get angry. But what does it mean actually, haratatsu?
Haratatsu.
Your stomach stands.
So hara is your stomach and tatsu is stand. So that's the direct.
So your stomach stands means that you get angry. And it's used not only in books, but like in conversation too, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, do you have any other examples?
Nakimushi? Nakimushi is crybaby. I remember that because I don't know. Wait, I saw that in my brother's book for onomatopoeia. I don't know why though.
Nakimushi, it means crybaby, but mushi, naku means to cry, and mushi means insect. So you would say to a crybaby, you would say a crying insect or cry insect.
You're a crying insect.
That's like two insults in one.
That's true.
Okay, my number two is something that maybe not everyone who studies Japanese can relate to, and it's probably more for people who are more advanced and are more like doing a lot of stuff, like maybe go to university or working in Japanese. But my number two is writing reports in Japanese. And since I'm a university student, obviously my life contains a lot of report writing, and like I'm very confident in my speaking skills in Japanese. Of course there are words I don't know, but I'm fairly confident in my like communication skills in Japanese, like speaking. But when it comes to writing, first of all, obviously, like in English, there's a structure for how to write, like, however or therefore, you know, how to start a sentence or how to start like a section or something. And it's the same in Japanese. And of course, I learned that in language school, and I've studied it a little bit in university. But it's so hard. Like, and in reports, you have to use like hard words, right?
Yeah, because then you'll just sound like an elementary student.
Right. Yeah. So you can't use. It's called hanashi kotoba and kaki kotoba, like spoken language and written language. And obviously, if you use spoken language in the report, it sounds very unprofessional and very childish. So, like, that's the thing in Japanese, that when things need to sound more formal, they just use kanji. Like,
but we're
like,
not good with kanji.
Yeah. So writing reports is something that I struggle with each time.
And you have to write like so.
Oh yeah, like
long, right?
I have to write like 4,000 or 5,000 kanji or letter reports.
That's why I didn't go to college. No, just kidding.
Yeah, and like I said, this is only, I guess, a problem that you can relate to if you are at the level where you have to write reports in Japanese, but it is a struggle. Okay, so your number 3. What's on your number 3?
My number 3 is intonation.
Intonation?
That's the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Intonation.
Intonation. So, I have this friend who always corrects me when I say byoin and byoin. Did I even say that right?
Right, because byoin means hospital and byoin
is for the salon, hair salon.
Yes, hair salon. So byo is like B with a small yo, so byo. And byoin is B and then a big yo. I know that one. Like whenever I say like hairdresser, I'm always like byoin.
You try to emphasize that.
Byoin.
Yeah, it's
and
really hard.
Byoin. Yeah, that's true. Do you have any other?
I don't remember, but yeah, I think there's like a lot of Japanese words that are similar, but different intonations.
That's true, and they're almost the same, but like a little different. Yeah, I agree with that intonation. And that brings me to my third point, which is actually also intonation.
Oh, really?
But I have like, in what I thought of intonation is like the pronunciation of words. Like, it's kind of funny because my boyfriend actually asked me, was it like maybe 2 weeks ago? I was a little offended, but he asked me, or he said like, you haven't spent that much time with Japanese people recently, right? Or like, you haven't spoken a lot of Japanese recently, right? Or something like that. And I was like, oh, you're saying my Japanese has gotten worse?
My friend always says that.
Which is kind of what he meant, because apparently my intonation has gotten a little strange recently, which I'm sad about, but like how I speak Japanese. And so to give a simple example, the word ame means rain, but it also means candy, like kind of boiled candy. Yeah. And don't ask me which one is which, but there is a difference in how you pronounce the word with intonation. So one is like ame and one is ame.
Oh yeah.
So I think rain is ame.
The going down, going up.
And ame is the candy, I think.
We don't know.
There's also another word that is kaki, which means there's a fruit called kaki. I don't remember.
Persimmon?
Oh yeah, persimmon.
Yeah.
And it also means shellfish. Wait, I forgot.
Isn't it kai?
Yeah, kai. What's kaki? It's something in the sea, anyways. And it's the same thing. Kaki. And another one is the word hashi, which means bridge and chopsticks. And that's the same. Hashi. And I have struggled with this. Like, we studied this when I was in language school, but I have struggled with this. I did it then, and I still do it now, because for some reason I cannot, for my life, like, remember which one is which. So I always say it and just hope that it's right. And maybe even if I'm wrong, like, some Japanese people don't really correct me. Yeah. But my boyfriend will for sure. And yeah, apparently my intonation has gotten a little worse recently, which I felt a little hurt and offended when he said that. But I guess I'm just gonna have to watch some more Japanese YouTubers and listen to some more
Anime.
Japanese, or something to like get back into how I guess I was before, if I was better. I think one reason is probably because I'm not spending as much time like in university.
Oh yeah.
With like, because when I'm in university, it's like one day of just speaking Japanese and just hearing Japanese all the time, which I haven't had since like January. So probably that's a reason why. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that are some of the things that we struggle with studying and speaking Japanese. Yeah, Japanese is definitely not an easy language, but I think the reward when you live in Japan and you learn how to speak the language, the reward in terms of like what you're able to do, like read signs, read labels, and more than anything, talk to people.
And for jobs too, like some companies like require you to have N1.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Right?
Most companies I think require N2. So, but like just learning, how to speak Japanese and then like be able to finally communicate with the Japanese person. It's so cool to just have a conversation with a Japanese person and you're like, wow, I studied and like I did this myself. I learned all of this and now I'm able to speak with this person who like I wouldn't have been able to in like a few years ago. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So please let us know in the comments if you are studying Japanese at the moment, what are you struggling with? Are you struggling with kanji? Do you think hiragana and katakana is hard? Or what do you think is hard with Japanese? Let us know in the comments and let's have a discussion about it. Also, we have a little promotion, I guess, or something. This girl also has a YouTube channel. I guess you can tell them your name, your channel name.
Okay. My channel name.
Tell them about your channel.
Okay. My name in YouTube. Well, my YouTube channel is Dani Isaac.
We'll put a link also in the description.
And I haven't really uploaded much, but it's all about my life, my life here in Japan, and from now, like I might do some sit-down vlogs because of this girl.
She's doing a lot of things in Japan too. She's started to do like hair salon modeling, and she has a lot of like cool experiences in Japan and like a lot of good things I think to say about Japan and Japan from her perspective. So if you're interested, go give her a subscribe too.
Yes, please. Much appreciated.
I think you notice here, like she's really nice to listen to and she has a lot of good things to say. So if you're interested, go and give her a subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more daily updates about life in Japan. She has Instagram as well. Can I link it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll link it. I'll link it too. And have a great week, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.